Hey, hello, finally. Nice to meet you again. So, let's continue with the work that I do. We will do knives. We will continue to do the work on these Varnas knives. And if you remember last time, I did clean up all of the profiles except for the chamfers. For chamfering, I have a very handy jig that is at exactly the same angle all the time and it matches up to the angle that is machined, so it will be easy peasy just to touch up, but I'll still need to do that and go around the small wheel attachment. And after that, I guess we'll sandblast it and we will put on the bevels. So, more work. I'm super excited to get these done into heat treatment, and I have already machined a lot of handles, so these orders can be shipped out, but we'll need to R&D the kydex sheets. So first we finish the blades so we can assemble the finished knives, and then we can play around with the kydex sheath. That is almost the last thing, because when we do that, only the box insert is left. But that will be easy peasy lemon squeezy, because I have it nailed down. I have the process. We'll have just to trace it and adjust the holding tolerances, because I want my knives to fit very tightly in the box. So, bad hairy, I would say. I'm feeling hungry, but that's okay. We'll see how much I can do with these knives, and then I'll go and grab something to eat. So, let's go, let's see. All of these have been blasted, bead blasted, and blasted. I just love how do they look. The creamy look. I'm not going for a final finish, so some spotting and cloudiness is acceptable. But yeah, it's just to make sandblasting after heat treatment much easier. So now I have added some markering to the edges. I will mark the center lines, and we will go and grind the preheat treatment bevels. That should go pretty quick. Yeah, and I will grab something to eat in the time. So, oh, it's time! So, just love how these are coming along. They look pretty sweet. Only took me half an hour to grind, a rough grind before heat treatment. 7 blades. I would say that's pretty nice benchmark. They are looking very fine already. The idea to do no idea how to show them. The idea of doing the preheat treatment grinding is to remove like 80 to 90% of the material. This flat is very important, so when we blade quench it, it should allow the blade to stay straight. And yeah, that was, goddamn, I'm dirty. It's not clean work. It's not clean work, that we know for sure. And yeah, super tired. But you see, it didn't took me a week to get this grinding done. We'll see. The finished grinding is still pretty tough on those, because you need to keep this pretty straight and to end in a exact place where it meets up with the handle feature, as I said in the Varnas video. So the kiln is already cooking. Maybe I can show you. Yeah, it's at around 400 degrees, 600 more to go, and it just becomes slower and slower until it reaches the adequate temperature. So I will put in more logs into the fireplace, go grab something to eat, And then I'll come back and we will start packaging those into stainless steel foil bags and putting them into the kiln. And while they are heat treating, I have 2 of those already heat treated, actually 3, because it was a very small first batch, and when I showed it, you people went crazy and you wanted more. So we're happy for that, thankful for everybody who already ordered. So I'm making a few more to complete the orders and have some maybe in stock. So I will be grinding those. Way more grinding and more sandblasting. So hopefully I can get those bevels nice and crispy. And I will go and eat my buckwheat and what's the right term in English to call? We have these pieniškos dešrelės, milk sausages. These are like you can't see any meat in those. These are abomination. Yeah, prefabricated food, but it's pretty good. Yeah, buckwheat for days. So see you soon. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. Had some food. Delicious sosiski. Very good. Yeah, I was also watching on YouTube the drama that is going around Survive Knives and CPM steels. I would highly suggest everyone check their YouTube out. Survive !knives. His name is Guy, and he's telling his story about how he's getting fed a shit sandwich by a big corporation selling terrible product. So I would highly appreciate if you would watch it. And yeah, and going back to the regular programming, I am currently working on making stainless steel envelopes, and I might share a few tips. So I use this stainless foil. First tip of the day, wear rubber gloves because they give you more grip. And those who know, and most probably everybody knows, the cuts, these ends are sharper than your knives. They cut so bad and so deep, it sucks. Now, what I use for cutting is just a simple. Yeah, doesn't work. It's not so simple. Yeah, it's not pointy. I will break it off, but I use this kind of X-Acto knife or whatever it is called, retractable knife. And if you want to cut it, it needs to be sharp. Don't go on a super high angle, go on a low angle. And never start from this side. Always enter and drag it, and then come back and drag it so. Because if it crimples, you are going to have bad time, very bad time. So yeah, these are the tips. What do you want more? Simple tips for making your life easier. Boom! Titan Gilroy, boom! All done. All of these kebabs are now in foil. And we will put them into the kiln that is up to temperature. And let them soak. First we will put them in. The temperature will drop inside of the kiln. We will wait until it rises up to the appropriate temperature and structure, and then we will start the soaking time, which is around 15, maybe 20 minutes. Knife Steel Nerds recommend 20 minutes, but looking at the Bochler's Udelholm's specifications sheet, we can find that there is information regarding the cross section of the stock, which is 3.5 now. So we should soak around 15 minutes. So we'll do maybe 20. We'll see. And while that these babies are soaking inside the kiln, I need to go and start grinding and sandblasting a couple of these to make them pretty as this one. You can see I'm way more cheerful when I had something to eat. So yeah, let's get it done. Done! Today I am done. The blades are heat treated and I will pop them in the freezer. Feeling a little tired already. And if you ask me, did you manage to grind the other two? No, I did not. But I sandblasted those. I'm still playing with the finish. It needs to be silky smooth. I don't want any clouding. And that's, I think there is a pretty interesting thing going on when you are sandblasting, because like my compressor is connected to a receiver, and basically the compressor has a automatization where it says like, okay, we fill up this receiver up to 8 bar, and when it drops below 6, I turn on, put it up to 8 bar, and then turn off. It's a very, very simple thing. But when you are sandblasting, the change in pressure is actually 25%. And if you are, let's say, using a small nozzle on your gun, you are blasting it and you are doing 25% less work, or even more work, less work, I mean, than 25%. The surface finish changes, which means it's very dependent on the pressure on the receiver, who is actually seen here. So it makes sense now, like I'm thinking, because like if I have it fully open, it would drop from 8. One part is blasted at 8 bar, the other part on places is blasted on something like near 6. So it would make sense for me to set the pressure regulators on all of my guns at 6 bar, because it's the bare minimum. So when it reaches 8 bars, I'm still blasting at 6. When it reaches 6.1 and turns on, it's still blasting at the same pressure. But look, this is beautiful. I'm figuring stuff out. So because I have one that is most aggressive, turned fully open, so it blasts at the pressure that is available. That would make sense. Took me way longer to figure out the cloudy finish, because when you do with the rough grid, you don't see it. It looks pretty uniform, but it's the grid that does the cloudiness. But you only see it when I do the second stage of blasting, which is way smoother, gives you this beautiful crispy texture. But I don't know. So look, you are not learning stuff. I am learning stuff on these vlogs. So I did not manage to grind those, but I'm very happy that I managed to preheat, treat, grind, sandblast, and heat treat these. These will be in annealing the next day for 4 hours with 2 2-hour cycles. And so I will have around 4 to 5 hours of I guess tomorrow. As I said, it will be a shorter day. So while these are annealing, I will be sharpening the Angus blades to get those finished, because I will get those laser cut. And yeah, so tomorrow's day won't be as exciting, but we will have finished Angus with finished sheets. with some inbox material that is left, which is nice. This will give my business some breathing room. If you buy any of those wonderful Angus small scalpels, which are super useful, I use them every day at my workshop for actually to cut the paracord when I tie on the ends, to opening packages, to cutting some sticky tape, double-sided tape, whatever tape I need, and even picking some, I don't know how it's called, the thing from wood that is stuck in your skin, but I get those in metal, which is even worse because they are even smaller and they tend to go very deeply, and you need to pick those. Write in the comments what word I want to say. Yeah, I don't remember, but you know what I am talking. Yeah. Thank you for coming for today. I guess the day after tomorrow we will start attacking the Kydex sheets for Varnas knife. So that would be pretty interesting. More action, and finally getting this done, because there is another project of knife that I want to show you, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll sign off now and just go home. So see you later, alligators.